Hello and welcome to OsBiTools End User Web Tools presentation. This presentation covers Map Editor End User Web Tool. Presentation will be using demo facility on app.osbitools.com application site. 30 days evaluation account for accessing this site can be received for free by sign-in on www.osbitools.com website. Link to sign up can be found in the description below this video. Data source will be created during this presentation. This data source will be used later to build visual web widget. The source of data will be global annual mean surface air temperature change with the base period 1951 to 1980, derived from the Meteorological Station Network. Initial data was taken from NASA GISS website, and references can be found on link in the description below this video. Initial data source file was in tabular data, and for our demo it was converted into CSV file, and partially cleared. The final CSV file can be downloaded from the link in the description below this video. This presentation will be using demo account. To start, open the browser, and navigate to application link. It is possible to select language of interface during login. Language selection can be eliminated by adding parameter lang to URL. Let's do this to set default language to English. After URL changed, and page reloaded, log in with username and password that can be found in registration email. Since it's a new account, the first mandatory step is creating first project, which will be the default landing page. However, it can be empty. While typing project name, please note that all names internally categorized as ID names. System only allows Latin letters, numbers and underscore. Please note that no spaces allowed and underscore character should be used as replacement. After first project created, the map editor automatically asks create the new map file. This step is optional, so let's skip it for now and review the project management interface. The project management interface consists of four major areas. Top left part of window is project management controls, version control, and logout buttons, allocated at the top right corner. Left panel contains single button new that used to add new map files. Middle and right panels are empty because no map file created. While our focus on project management, let's explore its functionality closer. Let's create another project. Second project successfully created. Again, skipping file creation. New project becomes selected by default in project list. Previous project is available in a list, so let's try switch force and back. Please note that every time empty project selected, the system asks to add new file, since from system perspective it doesn't make sense keep empty projects, and it's trying save click for the user. When I added second project, I did mistake, and typed tempo, instead of temp. It can be corrected by clicking on rename button. After correcting the project name, and pressing rename button, the project name changes on the list. Actually, since it was done for test purposes only, it doesn't require any more. Clicking on delete button will remove current project from the list with all its included files. This action irreversible, therefore it's required confirmation. Since the only one project left in the list, it's auto-selected, and became active. That's all for basic overview of project management interface. Now let's create a first map file. Click on New button on the left panel and enter map file name. Again, same restrictions as for project name, only Latin characters, numbers and underscore, as space replacement. Click on Create button to add map file. Congratulations! New map file successfully created. Now middle and right panel became populated with some visual elements. New buttons also visible on the bottom. Let's review Map Editor interface before start adding components. The name of current map is visible on the left panel. List of files on the left panel is sorted by names. The middle panel has top part allocated for request parameters. These are parameters that expected and request URL to manage output dataset. Middle part of map panel is still empty. Bottom part of map panel has control files for saving, canceling and previewing functionality. The left two buttons allow work with built-in Git version control system. Right panel contains set of components to link giving map with external source of data. At the moment, supported SQL, JDBC, compatible databases, CSV files or static tables. Container component with name group, allow combined data from different sources, and allow manipulation on such combined dataset. The group dataset component will be covered in separate presentation. SQL dataset types required external database setup, which not available on demo application server at the moment, and also will be covered in separate presentation. The CSV dataset will be used for this presentation. To add dataset type, simply drag and drop CSV component from right panel to middle panel. Middle panel now filled with CSV data configuration parameters. CSV files shared per project, but, since we just started, nothing on the list, and CSV file needs to be manually uploaded. Data for the map is located in the file Earth temperature CSV. It can be downloaded from www.osbitools.com website by clicking on the link that located in description below this video. By default, all columns from CSV file are treated as string types. However, while building chart, it is required to identify data and numeric types for dataset processed correctly. Click on column edit icon. Set date type for year column. Set float type for both annual mean and 5 years annual mean columns. Save each column change and save map file. Now map can be saved, and preview button now available. Click on preview button to see raw output of web service in JSON format. For purposes of this demo, the output file is well formatted, so content can be easily read. Also, please pay attention on preview link. It is possible copy and paste it to use as data source for any third-party integration. For this demo, let's simply open it in the new window. Map has a description, where it's possible to put some useful information. Description field is available when click on map title and middle panel. Let's add some description. And save again. Also, after save, the commit button is available. It allows put map into embedded version control system. It is required to add some comment during version commit, so let's type something meaningful. Now it is possible apply filter for this data. For example, leave only data in a range 1951 to 1980. The text and filter box interpreted as Java code. The prepared piece of code will be used for this. Save, and preview again. As it visible from preview, that only included data in range 1951 to 1980. Please note that Java code is not exposed anywhere in URL, and only kept internally for filtering purposes. It also possible apply sorting for result set, add language labels mapping, and add extra columns, such as auto-incremented, or calculated. All these features will be covered in separate presentation. This version can also be committed to version control. Since output from this map will be used for page designer presentation, it is better show all data, especially for the recent years. To pull previous version, click on Change Log button, and select the previous version. The internal commit number is shown at the bottom, which indicates that configuration currently shown on the screen is not latest version. Clicking on the Save button saves intermediate version into hard drive, make it as latest working copy, and also clears version indicator. Click on Preview button to ensure that the correct data is shown. Please note that the working version of the map is not one that in version control. It's one that currently saved on hard drive. Working version is not necessarily have to be committed into version control, however, it's a good practice to keep record of all changes. Maintaining version control of changes is also extremely important for safe production deployment. That's all for Map Editor basic functionality overview. To summarize, this presentation covered such Map Editor features as Project Management Interface, Map Editor User Interface, building and configuring dataset based on CSV file, adding filter for output dataset, using embedded version control system. Dataset built in this presentation will be used on next presentation to build line chart. Thank you for reviewing this presentation. You can look for another presentation on this video channel, and also subscribe for this channel to receive notification when any new future video will be added.